अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। I welcome all to this session. We have all heard and chanted the Shanti mantra that I chanted now. So it is a prayer which is saying that, oh God, take me from the non-existent to the existent world and lead me from darkness to light, and please lead me, guide me from the world of death to mortality to immortality. So here the second line of this hymn, that is, take me from darkness to light. Yes, we have to be in the light always. So today we are going to have some of the concept of light and our thought of ancestors about it. As all of we know that we cannot exist without light. So as soon as the sun rises, the light bounces upon the whole world. And as soon as the sun sets, the moon appears in the night and he gives us the light. So light, for the light to spread, a source of light is there, and that is the sun, who is the source of light for this universe. And in almost all the religions and civilizations of the world, light is looked upon with devotion as God, because Surya Atma Jagataha, says Rigveda. Suryaha Jagataha Atma. The sun is the soul of this universe, because without him, nothing can grow here, and this planet cannot exist at all. Light is, as all of us know, it is a very essential form of energy, without which no activity can take place on this planet. As per our knowledge, the earth has become the human inhabited because of the sunlight. It is our experience that the universe cannot survive without the light. All the natural activities which are going on by themselves are dependent on light. We have learnt in our primary classes that the sun, moon, the stars, the fire, the lamp, etc. are the sources of light. The sun gives us heat and warmth. The sun is a star. According to Indian astronomy, he is included among the 9 planets. That aspect will be taken later. And he is the main cause of day and night. He is the reason for the seasons to happen. He is the main cause of motivation of living beings on earth. He is our nourisher by giving us food. He is the creator, protector, and devastator of the universe. He makes a plant to prepare food by photosynthesis in his presence. He is considered to be omnipresent and omniscient. So he is considered to be the God in almost all civilizations and cultures. There is no surprise if such a helper is in nature is looked up with devotion and praise. A lot of literature can be seen in all the cultures and civilizations about the prayer of sun god. In India also it is a continuous process since Vedic times to till date. These prayers reveal different properties of the sun, the source of light. The So as we already said, the light symbolizes Brahman, the I, the individual self, God's divinity, purity, supreme bliss, divine power, divine quality. Any heavenly body such as star or a planet, world of Brahman, the power of the sky that is Prakasha, the power of the color of the power or the color of the sun, liberation, illumination of the mind, intelligence, brilliance, happiness, prosperity, wisdom, knowledge, higher worlds, guide, intuition, fame, and body vigor. So, according to our scriptures, they say that there was nothing in the beginning. Neither the sky nor the earth nor the sun and the moon. Then the dawn of light manifested as golden egg floating in the water of life. It heralded the day of Brahma, who was asleep until then. The dawn, Usha, is the sister of the sun. She brings hope and good tidings to the mortal beings, human beings or living beings, and wakes them up. Spiritually, she symbolizes the inner awakening. Usha Usha is the symbol of inner awareness. Light represents the god of heaven. And Agni is the spark of light. He ignites the sacrificial fire during the rituals as the representative of gods. In the body, he symbolizes the digestive power, Vaishwanara, and acts as the representative of the bodily organs. So in Bhagavad Gita, 15th stanza, the Lord Krishna says, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. So Vaishwanara is the name of Agni, which is residing in us. It is also a part of light in our body. Indra is the leader of gods who wields lightning as his, he holds lightning as his weapon, the most powerful symbol of light, with which he strikes down his enemies and protects the triple worlds. When the sky is darkened by demonic dark clouds, he slashes them with his weapon to release the rainwater. So Indra is also a symbol of light here, according to Vedas. The demons are afraid of light, so they prefer darkness. Hence, when evil is in ascendance, the worlds become enveloped in darkness. And darkness is the symbol for a demonic or evil. It is the symbol of evil or demonic actions. When darkness becomes unbearable, God descends into the world to restore balance. So as the destroyer of darkness and demonic powers. Light also stands for the order and regularity of the world and the awakened state of Brahman or Saguna Brahman. So, when the and it is we know that Suryaha no deiti nastancha gacchati. This was known by our ancestors. It is they have recorded this in Vedas. Suryaha no deiti nastancha gacchati. Sun he never neither he rises nor he sets, because if he is not here, if he cannot be found seen in this hemisphere, he will be in the another hemisphere. So when the western hemisphere is in dark, the eastern will be in light. When eastern in light, western hemisphere will be dark. And the sun will always be there, even though he cannot be seen by our naked eye. As he is the remover of darkness and demonic powers, and his light stands for the order and regularity of the world. And light is the symbol of awakened state of Brahman, and it is the symbol of Saguna Brahma. And it is said that the light of Brahman drives out the darkness of death. The world of Brahman is eternal and constant. Shvetashvataropanishad describes it as Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyamagnihi Tameva Bhantam Anubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. So in the light of Brahman, where the light of Brahman is there is no need of sun or a moon. Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam. There shines neither the sun nor the moon or the stars. Still it is self-illuminated by the brilliance of Brahman, which is more lustrous than all the lustrous bodies. And all the bodies in the universe reflect his light. This whole of universe is shining because of his luster. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. And all the bodies in the universe is a reflection of his light. The whole of universe, that is tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This whole of universe is shining because of his luster. We can understand the reflection of light through this hymn. Light shows the path of liberation to those who are caught in ignorance and delusion. This path is illuminated by the light of Brahman only. Those who enter the light of Brahman never return. They become Jyotiswarup and self-existent and remain immersed in the light of pure bliss, that is Ananda Jyoti or Atmananda. In the daylight, the sun shines upon all paths and directs the beings to their destinations. When the sun is absent, the moon becomes the support for those who are caught in darkness and the darkness of the night. When both the sun and moon are absent, fire becomes the support, but when none of them are present, the voice becomes the light and illuminate the paths. And here the voice is also taken as the light. The light symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, while darkness is a symbol for the negative forces such as wickedness, destruction, violence, lust, envy, injustice, greed, oppression, and suffering. By lighting a lamp, the lamp becomes a form of fire or tej in Sanskrit. It is called as the tejas. The lamp burns not to be light itself, but merely as a message to remind all who are present of peace and of positive brightness and positive energy. So the light is also a symbol of positivity according to our ancestors. Generally speaking, light serves as a symbol of life, as I already said, happiness, prosperity in a wider sense of perfect being. A symbol of life, light can also serve as a symbol of immortality. Darkness, on the other hand, is associated with chaos, death, and the underworld. Light is one of the most universal and fundamental symbols. It is the spiritual and the divine. It is illumination and intelligence. It is the source of goodness and the ultimate reality. And it accompanies transcendence into nirvana of Buddhist doctrine. In theology, the divine light, also called divine radiance or divine refulgence, is an aspect of divine presence, specifically an unknown and mysterious ability of angels or human beings to express themselves communicatively through spiritual means rather than through physical capacities. Earth has been bathed with light from sun ever since. It is our most important source of energy, as we have already known. Sunlight warms us, causes weather patterns, allows plants to manufacture oxygen and our food from carbon dioxide and water. And it allows us to find our way around in the daytime. Surya, also known as Aditya, the god of light, he is considered the creator of the universe and the source of all life. And he is the supreme soul who brings and warmth to the world. So, as a prayer, so he is the sun with his 7 horses. As a prayer, we say, a sun prayer is there. Rigveda says, light is explained as a source of energy or source of our life. Nature of light as a wave or as a particle was not come into picture till late in the modern age. But in Rigveda, it is clearly mentioned that in 5th mandala, 45th sukta and 9th hymn, Asuryo yatu saptashvaha kshetram yadasyorvya dirghayathe raghuhu shyenaha patayadandho acha yuva kavididya yad goshu gachan. 7 horses draw the chariot of the sun. So, may Surya tied by snakes. So, may Surya, the lord of 7 steeds. Here, it also depicts the 7 colors of the sunlight. He has distant goal to reach by a tedious route. So, fleet as a hawk. So, tedious route includes both the straight way as well as the linear motion as well as the wave motion of the sun is indicated. Fleet as a hawk, he pounds upon the offered sacrificial food. Ever young and foreseeing, he shines moving amidst rays of light. So he shines moving amidst rays of light. So tedious way means the tedious way include both the straight way and also the crooked ways also. Here also tedious way indicates both the linear motion and the wave motion of the sun. And here the 7 colors are also indicated by the 7 horses of the sun. Aruna Prashnam is a very important hymn in the Suryopasana or in the worship of Surya. and even doing Surya Namaskaram. Especially on Sundays, it is believed that it is very good to do Surya Namaskaram along with these hymns of Aruna Prashnam. The verses of Aruna Prashnam, they belong to Taittiriya Aranyaka, have references to many scientific discoveries about the space and objects in space mentioned in a coded format. The modern day geophysicists and space scientists have findings that mentions them as true and valid. This text refers to the solar system, clouds, and several interesting aspects of the universe. It talks about the life-giving and life-nourishing energies of the universe, that is cosmic in origin. Sun is the leader of them all, and hence he is glorified. This portion also contains references to certain seers who investigated and acquired this and more astronomical knowledge. For example, it is mentioned that there are many suns, and among them one sun is referred to as Martanda Ravi and is responsible for annihilation. Martanda means one who strikes. The interesting point here is that this coincides with the discovery that sun is continuously combusting and expanding. In the process, it is possible that he becomes a huge red hot ball, leading to the destruction of the earth. So this can be explained with Aditya Hrudayam, Nashayatyesha Vaibhutam. नाशयत्येष वैभूतं तदेव सृजति प्रभुः पायत्येष तपत्येष वर्षत्येष गभस्तिभिः. So the same thing which is depicted here also in Aditya Hrudayam also. Yesha Brahmacha Rudrashta Shivaskanda Prajapatihi, and he is compared with all the forms of energy, and he is the destructor, destroys everything and creates them again. Salutation to him who by his rays consumes the water, heats them up and sends them down as rain. See, Gabhaste Bhihi, through his rays, hot rays, he heats the water bodies and again he sends them down as rain. Aruna Prashnam has 132 hymns spread in 32 sections. The section 7 talks about many forms of Surya. It also provides a description of Surya Mandalam, that is the galaxies and 8 Adityas along with Mahameru mountain. It also mentions about the poles. Yes, it starts with Arogo, Bhrajaha, Pataraha. So, it is Arogya, Bhraja, Patara, Patanga, Swarna, Jyotishman, and Vibhasha provide illumination to heaven and earth and yield vigor and might, and what is more, they thought and destroy negative powers to affect these lokas, vindicating the inexhaustible energy of the Bhagavan. And further, Kashyapa is the 8th Surya, the father of, he is considered to be the father of Surya, as supported by mothers Shakti of Devi Aditi too. Added further, so these are the 7 Suryas mentioned here in Aruna Prashnam: Arogya, Bhraja, Patara, Patanga, Swarnara, Jyotishman, and Vibhasa. So, Kashyapa is the 8th Surya, the father, he is the father of Surya. Surya, however, never leaves the gigantic and the huge most Meru Parvata. Kashyapa is indeed Shilpa, or the symbol of Saptadityas, being overall controller or the controller figure. Even although the combined radiance of Saptadityas and of Kashyapa of the 8th being the emblem is not enough, Somadevata too has been added to the outstanding list of luminaries to further the extend the luminosity. Indeed, Soma is like touchstone to shine as the goldsmith, using as the bellows of air. Some of the scholars opine that Saptadityas are like Panchapranas, and some others suggest that they represent Panchakarna Rishi, the son of Vatsa, and also the Saptakarna Rishi, the son of Plaksha Muni, declared that they had actually seen the 7 Suryas, but regretted that they could not reach the Meru Parvata to see Kashyapa. See, they had seen 7 Suryas, all these 7 forms of Suryas, is it? Arogya, Bhraja, Patara, Patanga, Swarnara, etc. And they were disappointed because they could not reach Meru Parvata to see Kashyapa. Rishi Pranatrata, who is the son of Garga, the sage Garga, assured that he saw the region of Surya revolving and advised other sages that the latter should visit Mahameru to vision Surya, as he never moved out of Meru. So all these seers had apparently visited the mountain by their yogic powers and realized that Mahameru was the axis and was stationary, although the Surya Mandala, which was the region that revolved. So we have stated that no body in this universe is stationary. All the bodies are moving, and even the sun is moving. Here, the motion of sun is explained by different sages, and they have given that this point that the Meru mountain is stationary, and it is he never moved out of Meru. So Surya never moved out of Meru. All these seers had apparently visited the mountain by their yogic powers, and they realized that the Mahameru was the axis. Mahameru mountain was the axis of to the movement or revolution of sun, and was stationary, although the Surya Mandala, in which was the region that revolved. So this gives an explanation about the movement of Surya Mandala in Aruna Prashnam, that is in the section 7th section of Aruna Prashnam. The section 11 explains the grandeur of Surya. One who does Surya Upasana or the worship of Surya regularly attains all prosperity and greatness. They acquire the aura of divinity on their being. The mention of Gayatri Mantra, eulogizing the sun god, finds its place here. So the one who does Suryopasana regularly attains all prosperity and greatness. Yes, humans have only limited vision and hence can see only those objects which are comprehensible to their mind. The inner vision can happen not through mind-centric experience, but heart-centric experience. So Surya, who is the center of the cosmos, is one who can bestow it on us. The physical reality and the ultimate truth are hidden behind the veil of Maya or illusion. Surya is the Jyoti. He is the light or lamp that can remove the ignorance, says this part of Aruna Prashnam. So 14, 15 and 16 sections. Together they contain 6 hymns. It is only due to the heat of his rays that objects are perfected or ripened. So it is our experience that the heat of the sun rays ripens the fruits and it makes the objects perfect. So he is self-illuminated body of energy. Therefore, he is the clearest manifestation of formless one God. So here prayers for health, especially for good eyesight, healthy heart, and to protect from blood-related disorders are to be prayed, it is suggested. Healing from headaches, migraines, and any illness that relates to head or brain can be removed. Courage, administrative skills, and enthusiasm can be got by the third aspect, that is the self-illuminated body. And recognizing the greatness gives great health, immense strength and energy, as well as spiritual knowledge. This is the truth beyond doubt. Section 28 includes the prayer of Lord Agni, one of the forms of the sun. Fire, we know that fire is the purest form of the 5 elements of nature. It can never be polluted. Agni is an aspect of sun god, and our prayers should be focused on him. And we should pray him to bless us and not to show his anger on us by burning away our valuable and possessions. See, nowadays, that too, in hot summer, we can see the hot waves of the sun, and due to sunstroke, many people lose their lives, and due to hot sun, heat of the sun, many places are burnt. So we should pray not to show his anger on us, to protect us by warding away all thieves and envious people who want to acquire our wealth and positions. So we have to pray him for our protection, because in the darkness, theft will take place always. The theft takes place in darkness, and envious people also move out in the darkness only. So he should protect us in darkness. When the sun is not there with us, he should give us his light, and he should protect us from evils and also from thieves by his light. And he should bless us with a healthy constitution by easily digesting the food consumed. So it is very important that those with food allergies pray strongly to get healed. So he is the one who can, Agni, that is sun rays or sunlight in the form of Agni, can do us many benefits. So what are the benefits we get in that form is explained in this part of mantra. See, a mention of different Adityas are there since the Rigvedic time. Rigveda has mentioned 7 Adityas. The names of Adityas in Rigveda, they include 7 or 8 in number: Varuna, Mitra, Aryaman, Daksha, Bhaga, Amsha, Savitru or Surya, and sometimes they include Martanda. In Brahmanical period, the Shatapatha Brahmana has the number of Adityas mentioned is 8 in some passages, and the other texts of the same other passages of the same text mention 12 Adityas. The list of Adityas given in Shatapatha Brahmana is Yama, Aryaman, Indra, Ravi, Varuna, Dhatru, Bhaga, Savitru, Surya or Arka, Amsha, Mitra and Daksha. Chandogyopanishad says in Chandogyopanishad, Aditya is the name of Vishnu in his avatara as Vamana, and his mother is Aditi. Vishnu Puranas mentioned 12 Adityas thus: Vishnu, Aryaman, Shakra, Tvashtru, Varuna, Dhuti, Bhaga, Savitru, Vivasvat, Amsha, Mitra, and Pushan. Bhagavata Purana, in 12 Adityas are given as Vamana, Aryaman, Indra, Tvashta, Varuna, Dhata, Bhaga, Parjanya, Vivasvan, Amshuman, Mitra, and Pushya. And Linga Purana gives Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, Tvashtru, Varuna, Dhata, Bhaga, Savitru, Vivasvat, Amshuman, Mitra, and Pushan. So different texts have different number of Adityas, and the actions, what are the actions done by these Adityas? Since, yes, we have taken this point, since does not say that sun is constant, we know now understand that the earth orbits the sun orbits the center of Milky Way galaxy, and we have nothing is constant, and we have explained this in the context of Aruna Prashnam. So the actions of different Adityas are mentioned in different Puranas, in various Puranas as thus: as Indra or Vishnu, sun, in the form of Indra or Vishnu, he destroys the enemies of God. As Dhata, he creates the living beings. As Parjanya, he showers down the rain. As Tvashta, he lives in trees and herbs. As Pushan, he makes food grains grow, and he nourishes us. As Aryaman, he is in the wind in the form of rays. As Bhaga, he is in the body of all living beings. As Vivasvan, he is in fire and helps to cook food, and he gives heat and warmth and light. As Amshuman, he is again in the wind in the form of rays. As Varuna, he is in the waters. And as Mitra, he is in the moon and in the oceans. So actions of different forms has been explained in different Puranas and Shatapatha Brahmana and other scriptures. So Aditya Hridayam reveals several functional aspects of the sun, as I have already said before. So it comes in the Yuddha Kanda of Ramayana. This prayer appears in the Yuddha Kanda of Ramayana. The war between Rama and Ravana was taking place, and Ravana, ready for a fresh battle, was Lord Rama, exhausted and about to face Ravana for a fresh battle, was lost deep in contemplation. Having known this, the great sage Agastya, who had joined the gods to witness the battle, spoke to Rama, and he initiates this hymn to him. So he says, Rashmi Mantam Samudyantam Deva Suranamaskritam Pujayasva Vivasvantam Bhaskaram Bhuvaneshwaram. So worship one, possess Rashmi Mantam. Rashmi is the race, one who possesses race, and when he is completely risen, held in reverence by Devas and Asuras, and who is the Lord of the universe, Bhuvaneshwaram. Devasura Puja Yasva Vivasvantam Bhaskaram Bhuvaneshwaram. Bhaskaram, so his rays are full of light, and Bhuvaneshwaram, he is the Lord of the universe. Yes, you please worship him. Sarva Devatmako Hyesha Tejasvi Rashmi Bhavanaha Yesha Deva Suraganan Lokan Patigabhastibhihi. So he is protecting all the worlds or inhabitants of all the worlds, and the races of Devas and Asuras, and all the he indeed represents the totality of all celestial beings. He is self-luminous and sustains all with his rays. So he nourishes and energizes the inhabitants of all the worlds and the race of Devas and Asuras. Esha Deva Suraganan Lokan Patiga Bhastibhihi. So he sustains the world with his race. Gabhasti means the race. So he sustains the world with the race. Esha Brahma cha Vishnuscha Shivaskandha Prajapatihi Mahendro Dhanadah Kalo Yamas Somo Hyapampatihi. So we have mentioned the different names of sun in Dvadashadityas. So all the names are here. And Pitaro Vasavasadhyaha Yashvinau Maruto Manuhu Vayurvannihi Praja Pranaha Rutukarta Prabhakaraha. He is the Pitrus, Vasus, Sadhyas, Ashwini Devatas, Maruts, Manu, Vayu, Agni, Prana, and being the source of all energy of light. And he is the maker of all the 6 seasons. Aditya Savita Suryaha Khagaha Pusha Gabhastiman Suvarna Sadrusho Bhanuhu Hiranya Reta Divakaraha. So he is the son of Aditi, Adityaha, Savita, he is the creator of the universe. Suryaha, he is the inspirer of action. Khagaha, he is the transverser of heaven. Pusha, he is the sustainer. Gabhastiman, illumination of all directions. Suvarna Sadrishaha, the golden hued brilliance, and is the maker of the day. Hiranya Reta Divakaraha. So he is the maker of the day and he is the daylight. So to experience this, one has to go to Kanyakumari. We should be there at the time of sunrise or at the time of sunset. So the beauty of the sunrise or sunset makes us spellbound. See, it starts from a point and it comes as a small straight line, and it comes as an arc, semicircle, and then complete circle. So this will be in about a few seconds. All these transformation happens, and the whole of sky becomes red, painted with red, and that reflection we should see in all the 3 oceans. See, we can, we are not the poets to describe it, and I regretted myself that I am not a painter to paint it, or I am not a poet to explain that. But you have to experience the real bliss there. And then Suvarna Sadrishaha, and after a second, the golden rays come out of it, and the whole of all the 3 oceans look as though they are covered with the golden plates. And then within a moment, the white, it turns to white, and all the oceans look like they are the silver plates. So this is the brilliance and he is the maker of the day. So he is the son of Aditi. See, each name here has a special function. Aditya is the son of Aditi. Savita, he is the creator of universe. That is, creation is attributed to Savita. And Suryaha, he is the inspirer of action. So as soon as the sun rises, every living being will become active, isn't it? They start, we should see the honeybees. As soon as the sun rises, they are very active and they go to collect honey. And Khagaha, one who moves in the heaven or who is the transverser of heavens. And Pusha, Pushnatiti Pusha, and he is the sustainer. He nourishes and he sustains us. Gabhastiman, and he illuminates all directions. And he is Varna Sadrishaha, the golden hued brilliance. And Bhanuhu is the sun, and Hiranyareta is that, and Divakaraha, he is the maker of the day. Haridashvaha Sahasrarchihi Sapta Saptir Marichiman Timironmathanaha Shambhuhu Tvashta Martanda Amshuman. He is the omnipresent one who pervades all with countless rays. Sahasrarchihi. So can we count the sun rays? No. He has countless rays. He is omnipresent. He is the power behind the 7 sense organs. That is 5 Sapta Saptihi, 7 sense organs means that is 5 sense organs including mind and intellect, manas and buddhi. They become 7 organs. He is the destroyer of the darkness. He is the bestower of prosperity and happiness. See, our mind will be active and we will be happy. We will be active throughout the day. As the day goes down, as the darkness increases, our activity also decreases. So, if it is the whole day, he is the dispeller of the, that is, he is the remover of the darkness, and he gives us happiness, and he is the giver of prosperity, and he is the remover of misfortunes. Martandaha Amshuman, and he is the infuser of life. Sarvadevatmako hyeshaha Tejasvi Rashmi Bhavanaha Yesha Deva Suraganan Lokan Patiga Bhastibhihi. This was explained in context with Aruna Prashna. Hiranyagarbha Shishiraha Tapano Bhaskaro Ravihi Agnigarbho Adite Putraha Shankhaha Shishiranashanaha. He is the primordial being manifesting as the Trinity. Hiranyagarbha. He ushers in the day and he is in the teacher of Hiranyagarbha, the fire-wombed, the son of Aditi. And he has a vast supreme felicity. Bhaskaraha, Agnigarbhaha, Aditeha Putraha, Shankhaha, and he is the remover of intellectual dull-headedness. That is Shishira Nashanaha. So he is the remover of dullness. Vyomanathaha Tamo Bhedi Rugya Jassama Paragaha Ghana Vrishtirapam Mitro Vindhyavithi Plavangamaha. He is the Lord of firmament. Vyomanathaha and Tamo Bhedi. He is the remover of darkness. Rugyaju Samaparagaha. He is the master of all the Vedas and he is the one who is praised in all the Vedas, and yet he is beyond the reach of Vedas. And he is a Ghana Vrishtirapa Mitraha. He is a friend of the waters and he causes the rain. He has crossed the Vindhya range and sports in Brahmanadi. Vindhya Vithi Plavangamaha. So he sports in Brahmanadi in our body. Atapi Mandali Mrityuhu Pingalas Sarvatapanaha Kavir Vishwo Mahatejaha Raktaha Sarvabhavodbhavaha. He whose form is circular and is colored yellow is instantly absorbed and inflicts death. He is the destroyer of all and he is the omniscient one, being exceedingly energetic, sustains the universe and all action. Nakshatra graha taranam adhipo vishvabhavanaha tejasamapi tejasvi dvadashatman namostute. Nakshatra graha taranam adhipaha. He is the Lord of stars, planets and all the constellations. Vishvabhavanaha. He is the origin of everything in this universe. Tejasamapi tejasvi. He is the cause of luster of all the lustrous bodies in this universe. And salutations to you, who is the one being manifest in 12 forms of the sun. So as we said in 12 Adityas. Nama Ugraya Viraya Sarangaya Namo Namaha. Namah Padma Prabodhaya Martandaya Namo Namaha. Salutations to the terrible one. That is, in summer, we cannot withstand the heat of the sun, or even when in the afternoons, that is, the heat of the sun cannot be withstood. So he is Ugra. That is, Ugra is his hotness or a heat. That is, hot sun rays is depicted by Ugra. He is the hero and one travels fast. Sarangaya Namo Namaha. Saranga is the deer which moves fast. So he travels as fast as Saranga. Namah Padma Prabodhaya. And he makes the lotus flowers to blossom. And to Martandaya Namo Namaha. And to the fierce and omnipotent one. So I am salutations to the fierce form and the omnipotent one. So he is omnipotent and omnipresent. Tamoghnaya himaghnaya shatrughnaya mitatmane kritagnaghnaya devaya jyotisham pataye namaha. Salutations to the transcendental Atman that removes darkness, drives away all fear and destroys all enemies. So, Tamoghnaya himaghnaya. So, he is the destroyer of the glaciers and he is the destroyer of the darkness, Shatrughnaya, and who is the destroyer of all the enemies and who destroys away all the fears from us, and Amitatmane, and one whose measure cannot be known, who can't be measured, and also the annihilator of the ungrateful, and he is the Kritagnaghnaya. Kritagna is the one who forgets the help done to him and he destroys those persons, ungrateful persons, and he is the Lord of all the stellar bodies. Jyotisham Pataye Namaha. Jyoti is the luminous and he is the Lord, he is the king of all the luminary bodies. Taptajami karabhaya vanhaye vishvakarmane namastamo nighnaya ruchaye lokasakshine. So salutations to the Lord, shining like molten gold, to the transcendental fire. Taptachami karabhaya vanhaye. So he is the transcendental fire, or the fire of supreme knowledge, Vishvakarmane. And he is the architect of the universe, because he is the one who is the creator, and who is the one, he is the one who decides how this universe to be, how to maintain it, and how to manage it. He is the manager, he is the architect, and he is the destroyer of the darkness, all kinds of darkness. And salutations again to the effulgence that is in cosmic witness. Ruchaye, Ruchi is the effulgence, and Lokasakshine, he is the Sakshi or witness for all the things that we are doing. So, these are some of the aspects of sun, which are thus explained in Aditya Hridaya. Let us know some more aspects, some more phases of the nature in the sessions to come. Thank you all for patience hearing.